So friends, here we are again. Lies of P walkthrough, and the engines are oiled, the swords are sharpened, so we can jump right back in. You've already made it this far. Wonderful, because we're gonna dive right in and collect all the collectibles and items we can find here. First we just follow the path as usual, and then back here we can spot a pretty obvious chest, which of course we open and take with us, and there we already have our first converter. Naturally we pick that up, then continue all the way until we reach a small, well, lake, pond or river down here. We cross over there. Careful, the dogs here explode. You probably already know this from the beginning, so we go all the way through here and follow this path accordingly. An enemy appears there. I don't want to spoil too much for you. Just take him out quickly and you'll get a Legion caliber. Then head up the mountain here, then left across the bridge, and you'll enter this area into a small tower. And here we go up the stairs on the left and take out all the enemies first. This is really important so the enemies don't push us down. That's why we clear out all the enemies here first and deal with them so we can grab the next item, which is pretty important for our upgrades, because there's another Half-Moonstone here that we'll of course pick up. So take out the enemies first, and of course you can also pick up all the other stuff here. But as I said, I always just show the most important things, and that's what we're grabbing here on the beam. Namely, that's the Half-Moonstone, Half-Moonstone. Alright, we'll take that with us. Pretty good upgrade item that we'll need later. Then we go all the way through the tower and come out into an outdoor area. Next we climb up the ladder here, and yes, at the top area inside the tower we can find a nice chest. So we head inside, and after taking out the enemy back here, we grab the chest. By the way, there's a beautiful view here. So we take the chest here and open it up. Of course, once we've cracked it open, we grab whatever nice thing is inside. In this case, a recharged amulet. Naturally, we take that with us. Then head back down the ladder, go outside, and pull the lever here to unlock a shortcut. This causes the thing to crash down through the gate below. And when we go through this gate, we are basically right back at the beginning. So if you happen to die at the beginning, just go around the back and you'll be right back here. It's a pretty good shortcut because it's super fast and puts you right in this area. Alright, just keep going, because over there we see our old friend, the dog, and of course we're going to talk to him. Now we can already craft our boss weapon or amulet here if we want. Depending on which playthrough you're currently on, you can craft accordingly and either talk to Alidoro here or already buy the items. Talk to him all the way through and then buy either the amulet or the weapon here, depending on what you need and which playthrough you're on. Once you've picked that up, continue on from Alidoro and proceed this way. Just follow the path, and down here, right here, you can collect a nice item, namely the Crescent Moonstone. Now we are entering the next area. You need to be a bit careful here. There's a cannon shooting at you here, so be careful, or maybe even destroy the cannon first before you explore this area. Of course, pick up everything here that glows blue, but most importantly, destroy the cannon first. To do that, we simply go down here, and up in that tower is where the cannon is located. So let's quickly grab all the items here. Be sure to pick up the Half-Moonstone here. We can also head into the corner back here. There's another small item there as well. Nothing super special going on right now, but of course, as always, we'll quickly grab it as well. And pick this one up too, just so that we have absolutely everything we need right here as well. It's nothing amazing, but it's easy to miss. Then we'll move on and try to get into the tower as quickly as possible. But first, we'll head over here. There are a few more items here as well. Naturally, we'll grab them. Watch out for a back attack. Shouldn't be a problem. And then the puppet is done for. Yeah, we can definitely use the Murky Ergo fragment too, but basically we're just clearing out all the blue items we've already picked up here. Head up into the tower And inside you can basically disable the cannon, just climb up the ladder here, take out the guy at the cannon, and then destroy the cannon. And yeah, with that, we're basically done here and can grab the chest up top. That'll give you a bit more peace since there's a tougher enemy down below. We'll pick up the axe blade here as well. This guy here, you can also take him out and grab a crescent moonstone from him. So there's still a slightly tougher enemy down here, of course. We'll take him out as well. Otherwise, just collect everything here. There aren't any super amazing items here, but you should definitely pick up the axe blade up top. Then we continue on to the back area where we just backstepped, and then we head down here. Here there's another small corruption stream. Just keep moving through it. There's an enemy ahead, but you don't have to take him out. You can, of course, but you can also just run past him. He doesn't have anything particularly great that we really need. And right behind that is the next Stargazer. Yes, of course, we'll activate it. And we'll also pick up an item that's lying back here in the corner. Naturally, we'll take that with us. It's a Dark Moonstone. We definitely need that. Otherwise, there's the broken puppet lying here. Let's go over to it. And you absolutely need to remember this location. With him, we'll go through all the dialogues and show him all the gestures we've collected so far. We need to remember this location because we'll have to come back here later and show some other gestures as well. So for now we can show Sadness and Clap here so that he can learn these gestures already. However, there are still 2 more gestures that we don't have yet, which we'll need to use with him here later. Alright, then let's move on to the next area, and it's pretty nasty. On the one hand, there are a bunch of butterflies here, as well as 2 boss enemies, and of course the cannon keeps firing at you the whole time. You can't take them out here either. That means we'll just run straight through here for now, and we'll already find the very first butterfly along the way. There are actually quite a few butterflies here, and if you ever happen to miss a butterfly, you can always just go back to the Stargazer and, well, simply reload it. The butterflies will respawn for you. So if you don't manage to get one right away, it's really no problem at all. Just go back to the Stargazer. The first one here gives you a determination crank. Then we should go ahead and take care of the first boss in the corner. Just take him out because there's a quartz there. Of course, we always need that to upgrade ourselves and also maybe to increase the bottles or charges. It's really important that we do that right now. Yeah, so let's go through here and pick up a few remaining things. And as I said, there are actually a bunch of butterflies here, 5 in total, I think. So we'll go through here and grab every butterfly where the lamp is glowing. Here's another one, very important. Of course, we'll take that one too. Always keep an eye on the cannon. The butterfly also attacks, by the way. Yeah, but as I said, if you miss it, it's not a big deal. If it really disappears, just go back to the Stargazer, reload this area, and the butterfly will be back. Of course, it's important that you take out all the butterflies. Dark Moon, Moonstone, of course, we picked that up as well. And then we move on to the next boss, Puppet of the Future. We'll take it down here as well, so we've cleared out the area for now. Get another quartz, and then we'll head to the middle of this tree. There, right in the middle of the map, we'll find another Half-Moonstone. Just grab it and take it with us. Then we head to the right part of the map. Here you'll find a sharp pipe, but most importantly, you need to go all the way through the River of Corruption in the back right. There in the back area you can find a hidden chest, which of course we'll pick up. Inside there's a shop expansion which we definitely need. So we go through here and see what nice things we can find. Yes, the corruption, if it catches you, that's fine. But back here in the corner there's another chest we can grab, and inside we get a small shop expansion, which of course we will take with us for Winigi's collection. We'll take that with us, and with that we're done here. Now let's head back to the main area and catch a few more butterflies. As I said, if you miss a few, just go back to the Stargazer. That will basically respawn the enemies, and then the butterflies will also reappear. Now we're heading back into this area because we still have quite a bit to do here. First we'll go along the right side and then head over to the island on the right again, where we just went to that chest. It's best to take out all the enemies here first. Otherwise the next butterfly will be really annoying to catch, since they'll attack you and the butterfly disappears very quickly. That's why I recommend taking them out first, and then we'll head over to the small island where you'll find the next butterfly. If you haven't dealt with the enemies yet, they'll keep attacking you the whole time, and it'll be pretty tough to catch the butterfly. So, let's grab the balance crank here, and then we can move on to the next butterfly. Exactly, from back there we'll just walk straight through, all the way over to the other side, and over here on the island where the barrel is, there's another butterfly. So let's head over there now, cross over here, over the carcasses, and right where this barrel is, the fire barrel, we'll go there and grab the next butterfly. Of course, be a bit careful again with the enemies and the orb. As I said, if it disappears, just go back to the Stargazer and collect the butterfly again. Alright. From here we'll continue on, heading towards the wagon back there. So first let's head to the right here. There's a small hill there. You can go up the hill and pick up a small item there. Of course, we'll grab that one. Also near the hill, there's another butterfly waiting for us, which we'll naturally collect as well, so that we basically have all the butterflies here in this area. As I mentioned before, there are 5 butterflies in total, and if you happen to miss any of them, just go back to the Stargazer and reload your progress. So that's taken care of for now. Next we'll make our way up the hill you see here, and we'll pick up another item along the way. It's nothing particularly special, just something we need to collect before moving on. After that, we'll continue forward. Starting from our current position, we'll head in the direction of the rise, but instead of going directly over it, we'll actually pass to the left side of the hill. So just go all the way through here. There's a small path here that leads to a hut. We'll grab that first. And then we'll come into this area where there's another item, namely the test subject. Once we've picked that up, you'll see a ladder there. We'll go down it in a moment. But first, let's head out here, because there's another item here as well, a Crescent Moonstone. Of course, we'll pick that up, then head back into the hut, and down the ladder we saw Ellie go down there. And you'll encounter a little fellow that we need to take out. Once you've dealt with him, you'll get the Owl Doctor's mask. Pretty cool mask. Naturally, we can put it on and equip ourselves with it. Looks pretty fresh, honestly. In my opinion, if you ask me, so I just kept it on right away. Alright, folks. And then we move on from this house. So we climb back up the ladder. So take the ladder back up. Then basically leave the house, head back along the path, and now go directly to the left, because that's where we reach the new section. Once we finished everything here, we head left up the small hill. Watch out a bit for the traps, but yeah, then we arrive at a new area, kind of a small village, I'd say. Pretty rundown, and we make our way through it. The village here has a bit of a Resident Evil vibe, at least in my opinion. So jump down here by the door that won't open, head over this way, go along and grab the Crescent Moongrass here. There are a few more items here, but nothing really great, so we'll just skip them entirely for now. Let's keep following the path all the way until we reach this ladder, where there are also a few enemies. And yes, here we first climb up the ladder, because then we can unlock a shortcut and pick up the rest of the items here. So head up, go left, and then grab the Stargazer here. Of course, you can still collect all the items here. Sure, feel free to do that, but honestly there's nothing particularly special among the blue items, at least. But there's still a chest here. First, we've basically unlocked the shortcut, so that's all taken care of now. As you can see, we come out at the top here again, so it's actually a pretty cool feature. Then we can head back down here, climb down the ladder, and cross the bridge one more time. That's where the aforementioned chest is, which will open to grab something nice from inside. So open the chest, done, and inside we've got another Legion caliber, which we can use to upgrade our Legion weapon. Alright, then we continue back here through the cave, basically into the next area. We've already finished everything here, so we go through the cave into the next area, and when we arrive you need to be a bit careful, because there are these balls rolling or moving around here. And we definitely need to watch out for those. You can see here's the next butterfly. Already run over there as quickly as possible. If you approach it from behind, it won't go behind the rolling ball, but instead will head in the other direction. That's obviously a bit more convenient, but yeah, just take it out. Then you've already got the first butterfly here. There are actually two more. As I said, always keep an eye on the rolling ball, but if it hits you out in the field, it's not that bad. But of course, it can also push you off, and then you're dead right away. So just be a little careful here. Yes, from here we follow the path up toward the sphere. We can hide left or push through. You'll notice there's another butterfly here. That's why we'll take out the enemy here first and then head left up where the sphere rolls down. But of course we'll grab the item back here first. Nothing special, but from here we can run across to where the sphere rolls down. And over here there's another butterfly right away. Make sure you get it, or take out the enemies first and then grab it. But yes, just grab the butterfly here, and you'll also get a Half-Moonstone, which is very important. And once we've done that, we'll be right here at this spot and can continue on. Because up here, another sphere will come shooting around the corner. It actually got me here once too. Of course, I grab my ergo first, but here I only pick up the murky ergo. And most importantly, now we have to jump down here, basically down into the ravine. Now we need to look around a bit and be careful about where exactly we jump down. That's why we need to check things out here first, not to the right. So to the left here at the edge, you just need to roll down once, and you can also do that by rolling down at the back here. So both edges work, it's no problem at all. We go over here, grab this item first, because we're actually safe here. There's a butterfly back here. Be careful to stay left in the corner, since there's a small protective gap that keeps you safe. Take out the butterfly and move back behind this gap. Then just head straight through where the ball came from. You can also hang out a bit on the right here, you won't get hit there. And then we go all the way through here and can continue on the right, which brings us to the next area. A few enemies will appear, and I'll take them all out. And then you can go through a small cave in the back here. There's a small chest there, so go ahead and grab it. As I said, I don't want to spoil too much about the enemies or take away the big surprises, but here we get a disruption cartridge, pick that up. And yes, I'm skipping the enemies here. So let's keep moving forward and unlock another shortcut here. That's pretty useful, because if we die here, we can just exit from the stargazer below, climb up this ladder, and we're right back up here. And we keep going. Back here, there's a little house, kind of run down, and we grab the next chest, pick up something nice, and get ourselves a city long spear blade. We take that with us and continue along the path, along these rocks. Then we take out another enemy here, and when we've done that, we get the leap amulet. Collect everything you can here, and then of course we move on. There's really only one way to go here, namely towards the tower. That's where we're heading first, and when we're just in front of the tower entrance, we head to the right. And to the right, there's a ladder, we climb up it, and now we can finally take out the cannon that's up here. And here we can take out the dude and the cannon that has been annoying us from below the whole time, or, well, shooting at us. So of course we're happy to deal with that now, clear everything out here, and then we can pick up something nice up here. With the cannon destroyed, we turn around, and there's a little path over here, a small gap, because there's also a crescent moongrass over there. Of course, we will grab that, it can't hurt. Then we head back over here and basically go down the ladder again to enter this tower. Now, a few more enemies will show up here, just some weak ones. Naturally, we'll take them out and grab all the stuff lying around here. You'll notice that the enemies here drop crescent moonstones, so if you ever need some, feel free to run through here a few more times. Otherwise, unlock this door here, raise the gate, and you'll have a new shortcut available. Because now we'll come out exactly where the robots were, then head up the tower, and just keep going until we reach the bridge here. And back here we'll find a new NPC, good old Hugo. And with Hugo we go through every single dialogue option he has. So really click on talk and go through every dialogue he offers, either listening to everything or clicking through, whichever you prefer. He really has a ton of things to say, and it's important that you go through all of it, because he'll then give us a wanted poster. He's also part of a quest that I haven't fully figured out yet, but what's important is that you really click through everything here to make sure you get everything and actually activate Hugo. It's really important that you do this, because you'll get the wanted poster here, and that's for the dog who basically sells us the legendary weapons and amulets. That will be important later on, and of course we'll get to that as well. Now here's the next Stargazer, friends, and you've already made it pretty far. Really well done in any case, and we're actually almost at the boss now. If you walk away from the Stargazer, you'll see another blue item here. Of course we'll pick that up. You really can't miss the guard's note. And yes, friends, then you're basically ready for the boss. Get yourself set, oil up those machine parts one more time, and then it's off to the boss fight time to take it down. And as I said, there's always a separate boss guide on the channel just for you, so if you're having trouble here, you'll be able to get through it. And once you've done that, the boss is down and we can finish up the rest of the chapter. There's not much left, but there are still a few things we should definitely do now to wrap up the chapter properly. First, we'll keep moving forward and enter this cave here, where you can pick up all the items again, though there's nothing particularly special here. Here an acid canister is actually pretty good, but nothing extraordinary. Up there we can already see something we'll be grabbing in a moment, and of course we'll need it too. So we'll go all the way through here and take out all the enemies first. There's really only one path, which we'll naturally follow. Just keep going straight until we reach a door at the back. Of course, we open it and then enter a sort of factory area. Once we're here, we head to the right, and then we can climb up a ladder at the back. And when you climb up there, it's very important that you don't just walk straight ahead first. You need to turn around and take the path behind you, because there really is a path that don't just walk straight ahead here, as that's actually the wrong way. Instead, once you've arrived here, simply turn around and go along the back. Then we'll see the object that we already spotted from below. We can pick it up, and we'll also get a notebook here. Yes, that's important for our collectibles, of course. Once we have that, we can actually just continue along the normal regular path. Here, rush straight through with the ladder and head to the right. In the back left, there's another item, but it's nothing special. Of course, you can pick it up, but you'll get decay. But it really isn't anything special. Just push straight through here. And yes, there's a little enemy coming up. One hit, one strike, and the dude is gone. Then head back here into the corner. There, of course, we'll find a bloody letter, and we definitely want to pick that up. Otherwise, just keep following the level until you reach the Stargazer. And now, in theory, you already have all the collectibles. There are still a few quests left to do, so we'll definitely head back to the hotel for a bit, just to upgrade ourselves. But we should also go see Antonia again. And now it's important that you've already given her the cure, because if you have and you interact with her now, she'll feel much better. You can now play the piano for her, and by doing so you'll receive a new gesture, which we absolutely need. Additionally, by healing Antonia, you'll get closer to earning the trophy. That's why I also recommended earlier that you absolutely choose to heal Antonia. Even if this is a playthrough where you're lying or telling the truth, it's still good for getting the trophy. In general, if you're lying, you should always stick to the lie so you don't get confused in your next playthrough. Of course, if you tell the truth, you should always stick to the truth so that you don't get confused in the next playthrough. So yes, always stick to one approach. That's really important because there will still be decisions where you can either lie or tell the truth, and if you keep switching back and forth, you can easily get confused and might miss out on some things. We then receive the agreed gesture from her and can head over here to talk to the dog. On the one hand, you can of course sell a boss bar, but above all, you should talk to him and go through all the dialogue options. You can now show him the wanted poster and also give him the gloves that the blacksmith basically made for him. So go through all the dialogue options with him to make sure you trigger everything, and of course you can also trade either an amulet or a boss weapon with him, depending on which playthrough you are currently in. I'm currently collecting amulets, so here I'm buying the amulet again so that in the next playthrough I can basically buy all the boss weapons. In my opinion, that's the easiest way, but of course that's up to you. But you should stick with one of the two so things don't get mixed up again. That's really important for your next playthroughs. Now you go back to Eugenie and you can tell her that we handed over the gloves to him. Now you can either lie again or tell the truth. It always depends a bit, but if you tell the truth, you'll say, of course, that the gloves were crap and didn't fit. If you lie, you'll say, yes, the gloves were great, and he was absolutely thrilled. So choose one depending on which playthrough you're currently doing. Then we move on. There are still a few things we can do, like with Nigigi, let's go to him, and now we can get a special item from him which he just hands over to us and which will be useful later on. Golden lead acid battery, we'll take that with us, and of course it will now be in our inventory under key items as a collectible, and yes, we'll probably be able to do something with it later. Otherwise, we naturally give them the cryptic vessel that we found. And now we can actually go to the place where we've often wondered, hey, how do you even get into that hut? There's got to be some kind of shortcut. Yes, that's exactly where we can go now. As I promised you, this would be explained later, and that's exactly what's happening now. And yes, once again, you can see that if you follow my guides, you won't miss anything. So let's go back to chapter 5, Path of the Pilgrim. And there we'll get started to solve the puzzle and above all, to get ourselves an amulet. So here we go, Path of the Pilgrim. And now we can finally solve what you've probably been wondering about for a long time. How do you get into that house up there? And yes, as I promised you, this is going to work. And that's exactly what we're going to do now. So take the elevator down here, jump down, bam, take out the enemies here. And you can also farm a few hidden moonstones if you defeat more enemies. They drop here, so if you need a few more, feel free to run through this area a couple of times. And you'll always get hidden moonstones here. Yeah, just go along here, take out all the enemies. They should all go down in one hit. Shouldn't be a problem depending on how much damage you've leveled up, and of course, which weapon you have. Push through here, go over the roof, take out the two rogues here, and you can really smash the one from behind into the ground. And that's exactly what we're going to do now. Zap and bam. Alright, and now the dude is down. Now from here we're going to jump down, zack, and head up this rocky path. Back there we suddenly see a new NPC. Where did he come from? Of course, he only appears if we've deciphered the cryptic vessel. And now he gives us the key to the house, which we can then go through. And inside, there's a chest that gives us the amulet. Yes, we've now received the key to the bandit hut. And right, it's not this way, but into this hut here. And that's exactly where we're going now. So we head around the back and unlock the door here. And there we find the chest with the amulet. We'll go ahead and take that with us. And yes, folks, with that, we've collected the Life Amulet and also a Legion Caliber. Great stuff. Now we have a bunch of amulets based on your playstyle, whether you have boss amulets or use boss weapons. Next, let's handle a couple more things. Here's what we'll do. First, we'll head back to Hotel Krat. Of course, we can still buy a few items here. After all, we've already done the shop expansion here. You should definitely do that, by the way. And here we can buy some new items, especially this amulet here, which is pretty cool. It increases HP, stamina, and legion. And that's already pretty powerful. You should buy the amulet and get the other items, especially weapons and upgrades. Alright friends, and with that, we're done here. Now, there's actually one more thing we can do, namely return to the swamp bridge to our friend Hugo, the dog we met earlier, who told us a whole bunch of stuff. And to be honest, I'm not entirely sure yet what the benefit is, but there are still some dialogues we can have with him now. And of course, that's exactly what we're going to do. So we'll just go over to him now and go through everything we have as options so far. But I'm sure this will definitely be useful later on. Not quite at the point yet where I've figured out exactly what it does, but I'm absolutely certain it'll pay off later. So definitely go back to Hugo again and go through everything with him. You'll also get a bit of ergo from him, so it's a pretty cool thing. Alright friends, and with that we're actually done with the chapter. You did it! We've completed the chapter and collected all the collectibles. Really well done. Of course, I want to sincerely thank you all for watching. Thank you very much for that, and I'd be happy if you leave a thumbs up or even subscribe. And then I'll see you next time. Take care everyone. Adios and ciao. Ciao.